Everybody give a really warm welcome here to Bruce Smith. Thank you. All right, that's a tough act to follow. Welcome everybody. Thanks for spending the day here protesting against GMOs. And thanks to the organizers, the musicians, the publicity people, City of Albuquerque, all of our friends, the farmers that are here that feed us the good stuff. So, I mean, it's ironic. When I was young, we used to have to go protest against nuclear weapons. Now we're protesting against food. Like, what? You know? So, let's check out who's in the room. Raise your hand if you had food yesterday. Okay, how about keep those hands high if you're going to have food today? All right, and what about tomorrow? You're going to have food? All right, look who it is. It's everybody has to eat, right? So we're all farmers. We're all agrarians. It's been said lately that we will never have a post-agrarian society. That's just not going to happen because we have to eat. So postmodernism, fine. So you are part of the food system. You ever go to the store and the checkout person says, hey, did you find everything in the store you needed today? Well, you know, yesterday I thought, wait a minute, I want some organic corn on the cob. They didn't have that. So here's what you do. You tell the checkout person you want organic corn in the store. And then they got to tell their manager, the manager's got to tell the buyer tells the farmer has to order organic seeds, and about 3 months later you get organic corn in your store. Yippee! So the thing is, I'm telling you that you are part of the farm system because you eat and you demand food. So everybody here is a designated official agrarian today. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the second part of this, which is what I'm not going to talk about. I am not going to talk about how the World Wildlife Fund has told us that the monarch butterfly is down to 15% of its population that it should have, and it's because of herbicides that are used across the United States to kill the butterfly's food, milkweed. Okay, I cry thinking about the monarch butterfly dying in my lifetime because of herbicides. Those herbicides are used in association with GMO crops. I'm not going to tell you that because of those herbicides, we now have 140 superweeds that are immune to those herbicides, and now the chemical companies are in an arms race. They have to bring back 2,4-D, which was used in Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. We're going to put that on our crops. I'm not going to tell you that when BT corn, the GMO corn, leaves and pollen get out of the field and go into the wildlands and into the streams, that the caddisflies that eat that also die. And they are at the base of the food chain that feeds the fish and the trout and everything. So what is that corn doing in our public waters, ruining our ecosystems? There's good news, and I'm not going to tell you much about Rodale Institute's 30-year experiment that proves that organic production is as good or better than conventional. They've done side-by-side studies. And the soil ends up healthier, the plants are healthier, it takes less energy, less trips with a tractor to do it organically. And I'm not going to tell you that the Supreme Court lately backed up Monsanto in their claim of patent infringement by a farmer, Vernon Hugh Bowman. Mr. Bowman took soybeans out of the livestock feed bin and planted them because he thought that was a good way to use seeds. Monsanto said, no, you can't do that. That was intended to be livestock food, not planted. They sued him, and he lost all the way up to the Supreme Court. So, yeah, that was recently. So, what I think all this adds up to, besides an environmental assault we've never seen on this planet, is that our society has missed a big philosophical component here. And that is simply that seeds need to grow. They need to grow because they've been here for 400 million years. You can trace every seed back that far in time to its ancestors. And we as agrarians can trace our food crops back for 10,000 years, where our ancestors raised those crops year after year after year and created the wonderful diversity of seeds that we used to have. So what we need is a shift over to the value system that Wendell Berry talks about, where we become stewards of the land. We are neighborly with each other. We work in community. Those are the kinds of things that are what you guys are all about. All right, so here's some test questions because I'm a professor. Do you realize that you help Monsanto when you eat meat? How many people already figured that out? Okay, because guess what? The meat is fed GM soybeans, GM corn, and then you eat the meat. So what can you do to break that cycle? Because you have options. You can get grass-fed beef, and I've got a lot of friends in New Mexico that are raising that. There's the New Mexico Grass-Fed Livestock Association. You can find out about them. They're helping us here. Do you know that you help Monsanto when you drive a car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's ethanol in your gasoline, and the ethanol right now is being produced from corn, so that 5 out of every 11 bushels of corn now are used to make ethanol, to burn up in your car. So what you can do is walk, take a bike, take the bus, even carpool will help cut down the use of ethanol and corn, GM corn for that. How many people drink soda? Wow, that's... I don't have to preach to the choir. Wow, that's amazing. How many people drink milk or eat cheese? That helps Monsanto as well, as long as it's conventional. So you want to get some organic products of those kinds. And then my last test question is, do you know that you help Monsanto when you vote for politicians who take agribusiness money to support their campaigns? Think about that. We need our representatives here at this event so that we can tell them that we've got their back. They don't need the agribusiness money to run their campaigns. We'll support them if they carry our agenda forward. Okay, so I'm almost done. I think you guys that aren't drinking soda already know this stuff, but here's what else you can do. 'Cause it's all about choices, right?
Yeah.
You can either passively buy and eat whatever they put on the store shelves, or you can actively find the stuff you need. And guess what? The dirty secret is we don't need Monsanto. We already have an abundance of options in New Mexico thanks to all of the wonderful people doing this hard work of growing organic food and providing that for us. Okay, so first of all, you can grow your own food. And Albuquerque's amazing. So you can grow vegetables and fruit. I'm a huge fruit tree advocate because they do so well here. You could have bees, they're part of the food system. And you could also have backyard chickens. But just watch out, because the coyotes are coming back into town. I've seen them. They're after your chickens. Okay, a lot of people say organic is too much money to pay for. Well, you can make a beautiful $2 organic breakfast if you know what you're doing. So maybe you need to learn a little bit about cooking, and away you go. Definitely buy local food from all kinds of places. We've got La Monita Food Co-op, Skarsgård Farms, probably one of the biggest CSAs in the country now. We got the Agricultura Network, Dragon Farm, Soul Harvest up in North Valley, East Mountain Organics, Erta Gardens, you name it, they're all here. The other thing is to support labeling. The problem is you can go to a regular grocery store and not know if it's GM or not. Well, you guys want the choice. You want to be able to pick the stuff that's not GMO, right? Well, for that to happen, it's got to be labeled. So we got to have this labeling accomplished sooner the better. And last year in California, Proposition 37 went down in flames to have labeling in California. Why? Because the agribusiness corporations lobbied against it and campaigned against it, but there were some real heroes fighting to get labeling in California, and I want to lift them up. Seed Savers Exchange, you can buy your garden seeds from them. Woo! Nature's Path, Organic Consumers Association, we can all join that. Lundberg, Dr. Bronner's, Amy's, I love Amy's stuff, Organic Valley, and Udi's baked goods. Those are all ends of labeling. And then finally, I'm going to put a pitch in for the National Young Farmers Coalition, because we need another generation of young farmers coming out. Seth and Mimi are here today. They are in the Rio Grande chapter of the National Coalition. Seth wants to start Sean wants to start a seed saving project here in New Mexico. I urge you to join him by saving your seeds. So thank you so much. This boils down to lifestyle choices that make you feel good about yourself and your kids and your future generations. And you can bet that the corporations will respond to us choosing not to buy their stuff. They will find ways to provide what we really want. Go for it.